Ooh, we're back to normal setup, kind of ish. I got the Corona. Pouring is terrible. Oh no, we might make it. Yeah, we made it. The setup behind me is a little different. Like I said, guys, I'm going through like a home reno and selling one of my properties. So yeah, it's a little crazy here. So thank you for joining. Yeah, man, this one's really fun. I know I say that a lot, but I love doing these speculation and new comic book day things with you guys. If it wasn't for FaceTime, I mean, it wouldn't be as fun. So all the credit goes to him. Speaking of, before we get started, I just want to say it's a good Monday when you're waking up and you know the Cowboys lost. Even though I'm an Eagles fan and we lost too, it's always good when I know I wake up on Monday and the Cowboys lose. So that's the only sports talk I have. Let's bring in the man of the hour, Mr. FaceTime. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Not too much. Yeah, I like seeing the Cowboys lose too.
Yeah, you're an Eagles fan too, right? So we're kind of in the same.
Yeah, it wasn't a good week, but Cowboys losing always makes it a little bit better.
Man, you cannot lead. I don't understand how you can lead a professional game 17-0 on the road and lose like that, man. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's crazy. We got a lot of people in the chat already, so thank you for joining. Like I said, this one's always fun. I appreciate it more so because it is, 10:15 here on the East Coast. So I appreciate. I see Buffalo Bills and I see Ruben is saying, yeah, it's always a good feeling when Cowboys lose. Yeah. When the
Cowboys don't like the Cowboys
lose, yeah, even Cowboy fans don't like Cowboys. So it is what it is. So guys, let's get started. We're going to be talking about speculation, new comic book day. If you haven't already, make sure you sub up my man FaceTime. He's got a video dropping soon, I think, right after this, maybe tomorrow-ish.
No, I'm actually going to drop it right after we do this. It's all set up, but there's some speculation talk that ties into this, so I wanted to wait until after before I actually put it up there.
Okay, so there you guys have it. I haven't seen the video, so we'll all be seeing it together once this is done. So please make sure you go and check him out. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's bring in our good friend, Previews World. All right, Face, where you want to start, brother? We got image right here.
Yeah, we can just start right at the top. That'll work.
So let's view all. Here we go.
All right.
Well, so it looks like we aren't even like loaded up here. The old guard ones? Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Whatever.
Might be taking a minute or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
So it looks like you got Big Girls 2 listed up there as the first thing. That's I read the first issue of it. It wasn't bad. It's got an interesting concept. It's basically kaiju chicks. So you get some oversized.
I don't mind the cover. To be honest with you, I don't mind the cover.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fairly interesting series so far. There was an interesting twist at the end of the first issue, so I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dope. I mean, I'm a sucker for like nice covers and things like that. You guys know me. I like white, black, occasionally yellow and red, but yeah, I don't mind this one. Sounds all right. What else we got? We got Black Hand and Iron Head. This is a paperback.
Yeah, this looks like this is a hardcover volume that's coming out.
You know me, I'm always interested when I see iron in there. So,
no,
then we have Head Looper here. So we got what, 2 covers?
Yeah, 2 different covers for Headlopper 13. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about this series.
Yeah, this looks like
it's not one that I've been on.
Yeah, no, this looks like every third guy at the gym when I'm there. Like apparel and everything, minus the axe there.
They had the axe would be cooler.
Head Looper. This one's the variant, $5.99. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it must be a pretty thick issue.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's probably one of those thicker ones. Okay, so moving on, we got Little Bird Fight for Elder's Hope. Wow, I don't know, you guys, when it's like super long title, I kind of lose interest just on that. Like, even like I know there was Robin King in it, but like even Dark Knights, Dark Metal, Dark Knight, Dark Batman, Darkness of Dark Knight 1. Like,
you forgot the legend part.
Yeah, like come on, just short and sweet, Let's see here. Lucy Claire Redemption, $16.99. Okay, so
That's a trade paperback there.
yeah, Old Guard. We got Outcast. What? Just the one cover? Yeah, one cover.
Outcast is another series. It's by Robert Kirkman. Has something to do with it. It's another one that I haven't been on. I've heard good things about it, but I actually have not been following it. It's probably not one that I'm going to jump on anytime soon.
Yeah. I didn't. This is number 3. No, 46.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty up there, I think. So
yeah, I think I might be thinking of like different series right there because for whatever reason I thought, okay, number 3, yeah, that's something big.
He's got a few of them out right now that are pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a lot of going on, man. Like with Firepower and this and
definitely. I'm actually looking here. Can you pull it down one more? There. Okay, there we go at the bottom.
Where? Oh, at the bottom.
Yep, down one more row.
Stillwater.
Right there, Stillwater. This is one that I'm actually really interested in. So it's a new series, horror series, and it's written by Chip Zdarsky.
That's a sick
Chip Zdarsky is an amazing writer, and anything that he touches has been great. I'm definitely going to pick it up just based on the fact that he's writing the series, and that cover is dope.
And it's always kind of cool when you see this series premiere. It is a number 1. I mean, if it's horror, if we know anything about society and history, people love their horror. So you never know. This could be something, especially if you're coming from the investment side of things.
Definitely. Horror's been really big lately.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think this is a sick cover.
And it's got an interesting concept in it too. The apparently the people in the town, I guess, can't die. So I'm kind of interested to see where they go with that as far as the horror aspect of it.
So it's basically Old Guard,
like something like that.
Just more than that, yeah. I mean, this has the makings of, get 2 copies, read one, put one away, and then
exactly.
Months or years down the road, man. I mean, it's a number 1 series premiere, sweet cover, horror. You got all the makings of a book that if you buy for $3.99, who knows? Maybe it could be a $50 book sometime.
And Robert Kirkman struck that deal too with I believe it was with Amazon.
Really?
Putting out his shows. So
okay.
Yeah, his Skybound stuff, everything that he's got except for Walking Dead now, it has first option rights through, I think it's Amazon. I think Amazon has first option rights through it. The Walking Dead is always going to be with AMC, but
that's not bad, man. Fuck. Good for him. So before we go on, I'm just gonna quickly go to the chat. I don't want anybody thinking that I forgot them or anything like that. Just tell me you made a mistake and it's not the end of virus, pretty please. Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. So you could DM me, man. We could talk about that a little bit.
We'll actually be getting into that a little bit later because that issue is slated.
There you go. Okay, so there will be some Venom talk later on. 1, 2, thanks, brother. Brother, I want to take this time to apologize to you because I know I said last week I would get back to you. I really apologize. Like this reno and this moving thing, new career thing, all 3 things, the last 2-3 weeks have been hell for me. So we will get together and connect. I'm hoping that this week, maybe next week, we get back to normalcy. So just hang in there. I don't want you thinking that I'm ducking or avoiding you. So thank you for joining. Keys, where's Harvey Dent? Can we trust him? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Depends on which side of him you're talking to, man.
Yeah. But Keys, thanks for joining, brother. Raider Bear. Evan, I will be talking about the spec. Evan messaged me with a book that I should be looking out for. I always try to give credit where credit's due. So we'll be talking about a book that he sent me in the spec side of things. So thanks, brother. Last Kid. Ruben, now that I know you hate when the Cowboys lose, like you even more, brother. Hawaiian Punch, brother.
Definitely.
Me, man. Warlord, Universe X, Titus, man, one of the best guys around. He'll come to all the shows and get into it. Well-respected guy. So
Titus is everywhere.
Yeah, man, really good guy in the community. So, all right, so let's get back to it. So, yeah, this is a dope cover.
Yeah, definitely. This is a very interesting series. One that's I think is going to be worth picking up for sure.
Yeah, I let Keys order for me this week. Like I told him, like whatever you get, just get me because I've just been so busy. So
Oh, you should be fine then, right?
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. Dark Horse. All right, so this is it because there is no view all. So we got Blackwood.
So it looks like you got 3 trade paperbacks there, and then the big thing coming out from Dark Horse this week, they have a new series. It's You Look Like Death: Tales from the Umbrella Academy, written by Gerard Way with the art by Sean Simon. It's a new series from a hot property, and apparently one of the hotter characters in the series is getting their own spotlight miniseries in this one. So it's probably going to be a pretty hot book.
That was you know, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of detail in this cover. It's got that, you know, casino Vegas vibe. It's dope.
There's probably a few variants for it too.
Yeah, so I was just gonna ask you because this one says that it is cover A, and then this one
definitely another one.
Cover C, but I don't see cover B. So this one's a little funky.
Yeah, that's weird. Previews does some weird stuff like that sometimes.
Is this a Virgin? There's nothing on there, so
I don't believe that it's going to end up being the Virgin, but it probably will have trade dress on it. May not be final art.
Okay. Well, you know what? I might get both of those. I don't mind. I don't mind either of them. And then Umbrella Academy is like heating up again. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's a big property.
Yeah, it's one of those that my girlfriend just started watching the show, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love this!" And I'm like, you know, I kind of give her that look like it's a comic book.
Yeah, like, it's one that I haven't found time to get into yet. There's just so much stuff out there to get into everything.
That's the problem in this, man. Like, there's so many books and so many.
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of interested because it says here cover A and cover C. So I mean, I'm interested to see the cover B.
There is a B cover. I remember seeing it earlier. I forget what site I saw it on though.
That's weird. It's weird that they won't have it. All right, guys. So moving on to IDW, G.I. Joe. I know you're all about the G.I. Joe FaceTime.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the funny thing is with the G.I. Joe, IDW has 2 different series running right now. They got the series that's dropping tomorrow. You see issue 8 coming up there and everything. Yeah. They also have another series. It's G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero that's on like issue 270 something.
270. Are you picking up any of these G.I. Joes?
I actually have not been on this new series yet. I think I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, like
pick it up now.
I don't want everybody to be like, oh my god, of course you would. But this to me looks like an Iron Man cover. Like I feel like I've seen this or something similar to this.
It actually kind of does look like an Iron Man cover.
Or you know what it looks like? It looks like also that what is it? There's that spider robot in like Edge of Spider. Spider-Verse. I think it's Spider-Verse 6. I might be
are you talking about
it's like a robot. It's like a spider.
Yeah, it's like SP / VR or something like that.
Yeah. That's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of
right. Yep.
I don't mind that. What's up, Austin? Yeah, I don't mind that. I think I'm also like really deep into like finding like Ironheart and Riri Williams covers. So like I feel like I've been going through a lot of them that I just looked at that and I was like, yeah, that kind of looks like something I would.
Well, I mean, maybe that's good reason to pick the series up.
Yeah.
Check it out. It might be a sign for you.
This is the other one. Yeah, G.I. Joe number 8, cover B.
Yeah, I know the other series is good. I love where they're going with that run and what they're doing with Snake Eyes and everything right now. This series, I honestly can't really speak too much on it. I haven't read any of it yet. I'm gonna start picking it up. I just haven't added it to the list yet. I've been slacking.
Yeah, because you're big on like Wildcats, G.I. Joe, like all like the cartoon ones, right? Like I think we've
like any of the 80s retro stuff and the cartoons and stuff. I get into it pretty good.
Yeah. So this is the second print
of number one. Yep. That did have a first appearance of a new villain that's very Snake Eyes centric. I can't see them using him in the movie that's coming, but you never know. He could pop up somewhere.
Yeah. When's the movie due? Isn't it? Well,
I think it's a couple years now. I believe it's been pushed back again.
Yeah. Wonder Woman got pushed back last week, I heard.
Yeah, it's brutal with these movies and what they're doing. We're gonna have to start looking at some digital releases.
I wonder what's gonna happen with Black Widow. Like if it's gonna be like on point or if it's gonna be pushed back because it's supposed to come back. It was supposed to come out what November, I believe.
Yeah.
The first week, right?
I think
yeah.
it got pushed back too. Actually, I believe
Which
it did.
one?
I believe Black Widow did.
Oh man, fucking Christ, that's ridiculous. For all the Star Wars fans out there, there's a trade back, paperback there, $9.99. There's a Star Trek.
Dark Horse is probably about finishing up their.
And then you got the Hedgehog. I don't really follow the run. I'm just throwing it up because there isn't that many books on IDW. Dope cover.
No, this is a light week for IDW actually.
Yeah. It's not a bad cover, man. I like the red. I like Knuckles. All right. Why don't we go to Dynamite? We'll come back to Marvel. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to finish up with Marvel.
Yeah. Like always, guys, Vampirella is, they got like a bunch of stuff. A lot of women here. So we got Betty Page.
Yeah, you got the usual stuff with Dynamite. You got Betty Page coming out too. There is actually an issue of Vampirella coming out. It looks like it's going to be a mini series. It's called Vampirella Trial of the Soul #1. And in this, you're getting the first appearance of a new villain for Vampirella. So it's a classic franchise. I would not be surprised to see, Dynamite try and I believe they're already in the process of doing it using Vampirella and Red Sonja to try and license into some movie properties. So
we got James Bond, Mars Attack.
Yeah, Universe X is right. And we're not looking at any movie soon.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I probably wouldn't pay 50 American, but this is
yeah, it's dope cover, but you got to really be into it to want those covers specifically.
I mean, I could probably find something better looking at IKEA for the same price that I could probably put in my living room. I don't think I could put this in the middle of my living room, but yeah,
you definitely put it in your living room.
Yeah, when my girl's not home, just kind of switch it out every time. I mean, you know what? I'm actually liking. Man, I'm liking all of these. I wouldn't pay $50 for them, but like even
definitely not. I wouldn't either.
I will say when Mars Attack came out. Wow, English. Came out. I was always like freaked out, man. Like the aliens always scared me. I was younger when they came out, right? But like, yeah, this one's not one of the ones I like. I like the other two for sure.
I thought it was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny movie back in the day. It was real campy,
but $50 for I don't know.
Yeah, they do a whole series of these limited covers for them, and a lot of them look really great, especially like the Lucio Perillos.
Yeah,
I mean,
if I wake up tomorrow and I find $50 on the side of the street or anywhere, I'll probably buy this because this looks dope.
I see. Now you're gonna have to be held to it, otherwise your comic karma is just gonna go to shit.
If anybody wants to drop off $50 at my house, please let me know. I will give you the best. Or just buy the book for me. But yeah, that looks dope. Okay, Red Sonja.
Yep, got more Red Sonja going on.
This one reminds me of those the Marvel ones that they did. Like there's an Iron Man.
You're thinking like the negative space variants.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I don't mind it. Not the best, but
it's okay, I guess. I think a couple of these other ones look better.
Looks like there's a lot of Virgin ones here on
Yeah, they do. Like I said, they usually do all of their regular covers, and then they do a whole series of the versions of the regular covers that they sell limited edition, usually at a much higher price point.
Yeah. So I think this is the one that you were talking about, right?
Right. Yep. This is the one I was talking about.
There's two covers for it. What's going on, Puff? I'm a cover lover too, newbie. Yeah. I mean, even if there's nothing important in the book, you know what I mean? Like after you read it, I like to just like, show them off. They're like my little trophies. I respect the art. I love the art. So why not? It's better to have a book that got a better cover. So this is cover A. I don't mind that at all. Let's see. Where's the cover?
No, it looks like a pretty good cover.
Both same price, $4.99.
This one, I believe, right here is Yeah, this one's going to be a limited version, I think, of the. It's like
What do
a
you think?
retailer.
One in 20, 1 in 10?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually these ones are the 1 in 10, 1 in 25.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But how many people are ordering Vampirella right now?
It depends. Like every now and then, I'll grab an issue or something like that if I hear there's something going on in there. I was started checking out that Sacred Six. I'll be honest. I kind of fell off after like the second issue.
Sacred Six. So
Yeah,
that's
I don't think they're too much farther ahead yet. I can probably still catch up with where they're at. It was just a series that I kind of forgot about.
So number 2. Yeah, they're at number 2. This is the one you were talking about, right?
Oh, okay. Then maybe I've only read the number 1 so far.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean,
oh well, then I haven't missed anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the first issue of it. It wasn't too bad. I'll probably pick up the second issue to see where they're going with it.
I don't know if I'm paying $50. Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting the limited edition variant for $50. I'm paying cover price for the regular. Because I'm cheap like that.
Okay, and then they got this one again, $50. I kind of like that first better.
Now again, you can get that with a trade dress version. It'll be an incentive cover, but so there will be an upcharge on that. But those Lucio Perillos and stuff, they come in both versions.
Cover free of trade. Yeah, so it says right there, guys. So, all right. So so I guess that was it. So this is the big one, the Vampirella one, to be on the lookout for if you can find it.
The Trial of the Soul.
All right, going to Boom.
Boom Studio.
Vampirella has a loyal fan base. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they really do.
They are crazy. There are a lot of diehard Vampirella. Yeah, absolutely. I just haven't seen a lot. The only thing is, like, around here, I haven't seen a lot of people pick them up, or like the fact that they're ordered. So like a lot of times, like I know some of our shop guys will say like, oh, I only got like 1 copy or 2 copies. Like they never have any of those special variants for them.
Yeah, it's probably more common down here that you'll see in bigger shops that they sit on the shelves. Most of the smaller shops will probably be ordering them by, per customer request and everything like that to have put in their pool box and whatnot.
I forget who it is.
Smaller shops.
I think there was a guy named Jeff. I don't want to like butcher his name because like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I do know that there is a guy, Jeff. I think it's like Jeff 1983 or something like that. I follow him on Insta, and he pops up on some channels. He collects them huge. Like I know he collects Vampirella. He's got the Virgin trade dresses and things like that. So. The fan base is out.
Yeah, there's definitely some great covers in all of the Dynamite books that they put out.
Yeah. All right, so Boom. So we got BT.
All right, Boom's gonna be, Boom's always got some interesting stuff coming out. Yeah. I see they got Faithless on there. I haven't read any of it, but I know it's a popular series for people that are into the. I guess it's a romance or erotic type of comic or whatever. It seems to have some kind of a following because some of these issues are actually selling.
Are both of guys making out with this girl, or like are each of them kissing? I'm confused at what's happening.
It looks complicated. I think he's sucking the one dude's nose.
Yeah,
it looks like from this angle. I mean,
and put a shirt on. Like, why is this guy not wearing a shirt? Come on.
Because he's got that tattoo he's showing off.
Jesus. I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably like that other cover over this one.
Well, that right there is not actually a cover. So that's just a, it's a space saver for the actual cover because that cover is very pornographic and they cannot show it.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, I'm like, you know what this has the vibe of? That Venom 26, that like Wednesday variant. When they did,
I actually have that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, no, those the covers for like that for like Faithless 2 are the erotic covers. They just can't show it. It's far too much.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check it out. I doubt my shops are gonna have it then, so I'll probably have to catch whatever or however it looks when somebody posts that on IG or something.
It's by Brian Azzarello, and people do like his writing, so it could, it could very well be good. I just don't get into the romance, erotic type comics, so I know nothing about it other than it's selling pretty good. So,
any Firefly fans out there?
I'm a huge Firefly fan, and this is actually kicking off the first ever Firefly event in IDW's comics. It's the Blue Sun Rising event. and it has to do with a criminal organization and how Mao is going to approach that whole thing. It's going across the next few issues. There's a couple side issues that are coming out for it.
So there's 2 covers. So there's this one. This is cover A, and then we got cover B. Right? Or no, yeah, this is the variant. Sorry, I apologize. I kind of like this one, man. Out of what?
I'm actually probably going to pick up both of them because I am a Firefly fan. So
yeah. I really like this one. Not going to lie to you. If it's there, maybe I'll pick it up.
And if you're not a Firefly fan, it's probably because you just haven't seen it. So give it a shot. Watch the TV show.
You're not the first person to mention that about Firefly. Actually, a lot of people have said sleep on it.
When I first heard about it, I was so against it. I was like, a space western? What kind of bullshit is this? And then I watched it, and it was great. So,
what is that? Oh, it's like Aliens and Cowboys, I think. It's got like
literally, it's a space western, a sci-fi western.
So Jimmy Henson, Dark Crystal, Age Resistance. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they've got a new Dark Crystal series. You probably remember it from when you were a kid. The old movie Jim Henson's Muppets. It was a more fantasy setting, definitely darker than like the actual Muppets or anything like that. But it was a good series. It was popular when we were kids, and it's getting some love now and a bit of a revival.
So 3 covers are coming out today, or not today, Wednesday, guys. So you got the main one. Let's click on here. So you got the main one. I'm not a fan of this one at all.
Dark Crystal is going to be one of those things. It's more like if you're into it, you're into it.
I had somebody. It's funny because I was just about to make a comment because I was going to say, no, guys, I don't not like it because there's purple on it. Because I forget. There was a cover of like Fantastic Four I was going to get. And then I was like, And this guy's like, oh, what? Are you like against purple or something? And I'm like, what? I'm like, no.
Oh, man. If you're against purple, you would probably hate my collection of purple.
No, like, I don't know where that came from. Like, who says that? Like, you know what? It was just one of those books that I was like, you know what? I don't need to have it. I'll find it again. I can't remember what Fantastic Four book. So, see, that's the problem. I can't even remember what the book was. So, couldn't have been that important. But yeah, I just remember the guy being like, oh, look, it's purple. And I'm like,
it was probably the one with Mr. Fantastic getting the Iron Man armor that you missed.
Could be. Yeah. Could be. We got to talk. I kind of want to talk about Fantastic Four later, actually, when we do our spec stuff.
Definitely. We'll get into some Fantastic Four.
So yeah, this is the cover, or this is the variant. I keep saying cover B. Yeah, cover B variant. It's not a bad cover. If I didn't know anything about comics, I don't think that I would look twice at this book, to be honest with you. But
I actually really like that cover, this stained glass window type thing. Yeah, that's actually cool.
Jeez.
Really cool.
Okay. All right. Peer pressure. All right, now I have to get it. No, I'm just kidding.
I may actually get it.
This one's not too bad.
That's interesting too.
Like a lot's going on. It just kind of looks like one of those tattoos that, like, from far away, you're like, yeah, it's like a pumpkin. Then you get close and you're like, this is not a pumpkin. Or
yeah, it's not what you thought at all.
Yeah, that's a bad example for pumpkin. Sorry. So many people today at work were like talking about Halloween, so that's all I have on my mind.
Well, it is that time.
Yeah. Okay, so I know there's a few people talking about Power Rangers. As always, Power Rangers
right.
Crazy.
And this is a cool cover. It's just a shot of the new Lord Draken, who was the Ranger Slayer. This is also a second print cover, so it may be a lower print run. I'm not sure how many people you're going to see that really want to pick it up. So could be some small value.
I can name you one right off the bat. I can name you 2, actually.
Yeah, you can, because I'm going to get it.
Okay, then I can name 3 people, because I think I know Panda will get it, and I definitely know Burke will get it.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
White cover. So guys,
they've already had it pre-ordered for weeks.
What's that?
They've already had it pre-ordered for weeks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know how I feel about white covers, guys. I feel like white and black covers are the hardest to maintain and keep in high condition. So they're the best trophies. So yeah, that book will be good. I like the gold on white, to be honest, too.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's a really, really nice looking second print cover. Yeah. And that's, I'm not, I get real selective with the later printings that I pick up. I usually only go after ones that are set up for they're on key issues, or they've got a really great cover. So
Yeah, if it's there, it's there. That's one of those books. Yeah, like I said, I never want to get into. I want to stop getting into the habit of like, okay, just picking up like whatever. You know what I mean? Like
right.
if it's not like if it's a week, if it's a week, or there isn't enough of the books that I want. Like I don't want to just pick up whatever just to
Right.
say I got some stuff. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense.
I understand what you're saying, but I totally do the same thing, and I'm perfectly all right with that.
Yeah.
And now we got Seven Secrets next. Seven Secrets number 2.
Yeah,
this
see,
series
knows. Yeah.
This series, Seven
before we
Secrets,
go,
I read the first issue and it was great. I'm
yeah, Seven Secrets.
totally
So, right,
on this.
before we go into Seven Secrets, so Austin made a comment about the new Dark Crystal series on, or there is a Dark Crystal series on Netflix. So yeah, definitely check it out if it catches. I mean, those books, you know, you might want to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's got an established fan base out there for sure. I mean, Dark Crystal is a classic that people love. And like I said, I remember I loved it when I was a kid. And actually, I'm gonna have to check out the show. I didn't know that it was out there.
Yeah, I didn't
slacking on that. I haven't been as much into Netflix since they haven't had the Marvel properties. The only thing I've really caught was like the Old Guard, and then that's about it that I can really think of.
Oh, I gotta watch that again. I loved it. So Seven Secrets, number 2.
Seven Secrets. I'm totally on board with this series. It's written by Tom Taylor. The art's by Danielle DiNiccolo, and it's amazing art. And Tom Taylor, he's just one of those writers. He's like Chip Zdarsky. Always butcher his last name, but he's one of those writers like him. Pretty much everything that he touches is great. And I'm totally on board with the series after issue number 1, and I'm just gonna keep getting it for sure.
I like this cover.
Yeah, that cover is dope. There's actually that in version for a retailer incentive. I believe it's a 1 in 25.
Yeah, that's not bad, man.
And there's a 1 in 10 connecting cover that's on it too that for whatever reason is not showing there.
So wait, you said the one that we just showed is the 1 in 25 you're saying? Because that one,
well, the one that you just showed is not that version. There's a virgin version of that's the 1 in 25. Okay, gotcha.
And then this is the main, guys. So yeah, funky shit's going on.
So now that, I mean, that's a thing though with some of these covers, when you go to your shops, like especially if you go to smaller shops or something like that, whenever you're in there, take a peek through the issues that they have, especially if you know that there's some of the retailer incentives that are like it's a virgin version of that B cover. Because a lot of times maybe the smaller retailers don't know that they're coming, don't catch them, and they'll actually just stick them in there. And sometimes you can pick up a nice retailer incentive version cover for cover price.
Yep. Yeah, I kind of like that variant over this one. Yeah,
definitely. I like the B cover.
But I think a lot of people will pick this one up just because of how everybody went crazy for number 1 anyway. You know what I mean? So like, I think that this is definitely going to be a high printed run. It's going to be a book that a lot of stores definitely will have multiple copies of for sure.
The hype on it so far seems deserved. Like I said, Tom Taylor kills it. So until he proves otherwise, I'm going to grab whatever he's writing.
Yeah, and usually issue 1 and 2, that's where you're going to kind of see, in most cases, first appearances. Not all the time, because I don't. I had somebody message me like, "Hey, I bought all the number 1s for," and I'm like, "Hey, well, I never told you to do that." So.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't do refunds. So let's see here. We got Slaughterhouse 5. That's a paperback, and then Something is Killing the Children number 8, second printing.
Yep.
This one, I believe the first printing, the 1 in 25. That's the book you gave away. I think 2 weeks ago. But this is a
And actually, the guy that won it is in the chat, or he was in the chat earlier. I saw him in there. Landon Brown. He won that book. So.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so this, I want to say that this will be a high printed, I want to say a lot of people are going to get it. So I'm assuming this will be
hard to say. I mean, if there was a lot of people that missed the number 8 issue that are jumping on the back issues, it might be.
Yeah. It's not a bad cover. I don't mind it.
No, definitely not. Something is Killing the Children is a great series. Everybody's on it, or at least should be on it at this point.
Yeah, if you haven't, I mean, come on, be prepared for when the show comes out.
Right, exactly. It's only a matter of time, it seems like.
Oh yeah. So guys, now we come to the best part of all. We're gonna go.
Actually, hold on. Before we get into that, I actually got 2 other books that I want to give a mention. They're not showing up on previews for whatever reason.
Okay.
But there's Riptide Draken #1 coming out from Red 5 Comics. It's written by Scott Chitwood with art by Danny Luckert. It's the first issue in a new mini series for the Riptide series, which apparently has been optioned into a movie.
Oh,
could be worth looking at. And then the other one is Heavy #1 coming out from Vault Studios, written by Max Bemis with art by Eric Donovan. It's first issue, so I'll give you a little bit of the concept on this one. The guy essentially is dead, and he's in what's called the Big Wait, which is sort of, I guess, between heaven and hell. And he's got a job where he has to go through different timelines in history and, I guess, sort of take care of really bad people to keep the timelines from getting screwed up. And the hook is, it says that he gets partnered with the worst person in history. So it's definitely got an interesting premise. Actually, I wish they did have it listed on here, because one of the covers you would love. It's a red cover that looks amazing.
Yeah, I have to send it after this. Send it to me. I kind of want to see them. I'm interested to see what they look like. For
sure. And if anybody else is interested, you can feel free to hit me up on Instagram, and I will send whatever pictures I can find of the covers for it.
Yeah,
it's definitely a great cover, and sounds like it's a really interesting concept. So it's probably worth picking up. Called Heavy #1.
Heavy #1. I just wrote it down on my phone. So Heavy #1. All right. So now we're gonna go into the fun part of.
You want to start with DC, or do you want to start with Marvel?
I don't have anything for DC here, so
we can just do a rundown of some stuff that's coming out from DC if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so for DC, I know you got Batman '99, written by James Tynion and art by Jorge Jimenez. You know, that's part of the Joker War. There's an amazing Derek Chu Clown Hunter variant cover for that. People are going to be on, I'm sure. Detective Comics 1027 is going to be... Okay, there's various artists, various writers. It's an anniversary issue, the 1000th issue since Batman showed up. There are a fuck ton of variants for this thing. I mean, just pick up one of them at least. You know, it's going to be important. Both issues of that are part of the Joker War. Catwoman 25 is another one written by Ram V, various artists. It's kind of like it's a 25 number issue, so it's got that going on with it. But there's Joker War tie-in on that also. You got Justice League 53, written by Josh Williamson, art by Zermanico, and that's going to be part of the death metal stuff. It's doom metal part 1 going on in the Justice League series. Those are the big ones that you'll want to check out from DC.
It's not bad. Universe X saying some titles will.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly, I'm really starting to question, like, what is going on with DC? Like, I really have no idea. They seem to be killing off a lot of stuff, and they're trying to bring about some new stuff, but I'm not really sure. It's interesting watching what's going on with DC right now.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say about it? It's like,
I feel like they're just sabotaging their selves, though, man. Like, it's
right, exactly.
Well, enough DC talk, guys. Let's get into the fun part. Let's get into Marvel. So we got a bunch of stuff.
And I'll tell you what, actually, I will do some work this week and find out another way that we can see if we can pull up our DC stuff so that we can show off covers and everything like that for next week.
So if there's any Arrow fans out there, Arrow 11's coming out. I'm not really going to click on it. I don't know if I know one person who collects Arrow. If you do, great. Universe X, sorry. My bad, newbie, trying to type on my phone. Hey, no worries, brother. I am terrible at writing and typos, man. So don't worry. Can't wait for Marvel. Yeah, here we go, brother. So yeah. Amazing Spider-Man: Sins of Norman Osborn, #1. Again,
Yeah,
guys.
this is going to be a big issue. You got the it's going to be like a first team appearance, I guess. The Web of the Order is showing up. Where you got Spider-Woman, Silk, Spider-Gwen, Madam Web, Miles Morales, Peter Parker,
Yeah,
everyone,
and
everyone Spider-Man related, just grouping
yeah,
together.
and we know that anytime this guy right here shows up on any cover, even if it's not important, even if there's no significance, it's just heating up in the last couple months. So you never know. Again,
Exactly.
this is the #1.
And there are several covers for this issue too.
Yeah, a team appearance. So this wouldn't be a bad book if you got enough bank to get 2 copies, put one away.
Yeah, definitely worth hooking up. Any like you said, anything with Miles Morales and whatnot right now is really hot. Spider-Gwen, Silk are both other ones. So it's just it'd be a good big book to pick up and make sure that you have it in your personal collection because it could pick up steam with that team appearance.
Yeah, this is the variant right here.
Yeah, I like this version.
I don't mind this at all. I kind of like both of them, to be honest. I don't really mind this one. If they're there, I'm definitely getting it. But yeah, you got everybody on the cover. So if you're looking for that cover appearance, it's right there. It's not bad, man. Not bad at all. Let's see here. Paperback. Is anybody? Oh, I think Mel V was talking about this book for some reason. I can't remember why.
Captain America 23. All right. So what I found out about this, first of all, it's written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, art by Bob Quinn. This issue is, from what I'm gathering in the solicitations and I can put together, you're going to have 2 things coming up in this issue. It looks like we're going to see the return. They're saying it's Captain America's greatest villain. So obviously we're looking at probably Red Skull's coming back. And it looks like there's going to be a new Agent 13 possibly. Someone taking Agent 13's place. So, it could be worth picking up just for those reasons. I mean, the last time they brought Red Skull back and brought somebody else in at the same time was Winter Soldier. And it's kind of funny how it's almost paralleling that. They're bringing him back again, and then you get this other return going on.
I just like how Captain America always wants to be like Iron Man.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that cover.
Yeah.
You're going to pick it up for that cover alone, right?
I don't mind it. I'm trying to think back. Like when I see covers, I'm like usually I'm pretty good. Like when I'm hunting and when I'm out in shops and stuff, like I can flick through stuff really quick because I know like my mind picks up on certain covers. This one, yeah, like I said, I think there was more. There was something else because Mel was talking about this book. Lucas was talking about this book. He brought it up, so I gotta go back to watch. And I'm not. This is free advertising, but I gotta go back and watch It's Drunken Chat. Friday nights at midnight, guys, Eastern time.
Definitely, and it's worth it. It's worth it to check it out because if you watch the shows, you can see how fun that chat is, and it might give you some desire to stay up and check it out. And you could win some free books. Mel and those guys are some of the most generous people, and he is constantly every week he's giving away free books on there.
Yeah, and not to mention you got 2 of the. I mean,
I like Iron Captain.
2 big time spec guys in Ultra Maximus and Lucas. I mean, they know their shit. If you want to get a head start on some spec, I mean, Ultra is always ready to go. He's got about 4 or 5 books. I'm actually going to
comes with a PowerPoint presentation ready to go and everything.
I love that about him. I actually messaged him today because I was like, hey, I just caught up on the episode. I really enjoyed it. He puts his work in. So, yeah, definitely go check those guys out for sure. Ultra and them, they do their work. But I'm going to touch on the books that he was talking about just in case anybody missed it because I think it's dope, man. They always – the one thing that I love about those guys, they always let the community know. You know what I mean? Like Mel calls it like I want to let everybody eat. And
exactly.
I find that's so cool that they do that. You know what I mean? Because again, like
definitely,
we're all scattered across. I want to say North America, but the world. But like, if I'm helping you be like, hey, like look out for this book, or you're telling me, it's not like you're gonna come to my shops and take them. Like I know you live like 8 hours away from me. I know you're not gonna. You know what I mean? So like we can all eat. We can all go to our shops and go look at these books. I think that's sometimes that people just don't want to give
it's the thing is like I love to see people get their books and everything like that. And you
Yeah.
always see people coming into the stores and they want to grab, everything off the shelf. I don't necessarily have a problem with that when people do that. But what I do have an issue with is like, man, when you come like the closest store that we go to, it opens up at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. And there's a guy that goes in there pretty much the same time we do because we get there right at opening, so we're able to come through the door and get our first pick at what we want in case we missed anything. And there's somebody in there that always grabs he'll grab every copy of a certain issue of something. Man, okay, cool. I know you want to do that because you're flipping it and everything, and that's fine. But do it a little later in the day at least, if not the next day. Give people a chance to get some books.
Yeah, I think I told you what happened with I'm gonna make fun of it, but Dark Knights, Dark Legend, Dark Batman,
right,
whatever won first appearance of Robin King. I bought 3 copies. I was advised by somebody to pick up the whole stack. I didn't. So I picked up 3 copies. I immediately put one on Facebook Market. And I did the same with Kijiji and things like that.
Right.
And this one guy literally messaged me to lose it on me. He was like, "Man, I can't believe you. It's people like you that make me disgusted." Da, 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 da. And I responded, I think you have the wrong person, because I didn't know what the hell this guy was talking about. I was like, "I think you have the wrong person." Right. He's like, "Oh man, I have the right person. It's people like you that buy multiple copies." He then proceeded to tell me, and the message was like this big. Okay.
Wow.
And he was like, "Why don't you try to get a real job instead of fucking hanging around comic book stores all day?" And then at the end, he goes, "Because you know what? Some of us have to work, and I wasn't able to get this book, and I wanted this book."
Okay, right, but that's why most shops have the pull box feature.
Yeah, man. But the funny thing is, man, I sometimes play devil's advocate. I've got 5 sisters. That's how I grew up. So what I did was later in the afternoon, so when you're going through a certain part of town, you pass by 2 shops. So what I did was I went into the shop, I stopped, I took a picture of the fact that these shops still had books on the shelf, and I was like, "Here, man, this is the ad," and I gave him the address of the books, and then he
so the local person too?
No, he was he was probably 40 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
But still, I was like, man, see, they're here. They're not, I don't know.
Right.
Hawaiian.
Yeah, actually, we had some issues with that particular issue too. We had several that were ordered online through a couple different places, and there was several of them that got pushed back or canceled or whatever. Yeah, we got one that came through.
I get it. People are, they're pissed off, but you have the option to get a pull list. That to me, that guy that Snap says this to me. When I hear people say that, it comes off as, A, you just found out that the book was hot just now, the day before, the night before, the morning of. Because if you would have known, or you're in the right chats, or you're in, or
if you've been paying attention in the community at all, you knew that.
You know what I mean? There's no shame. My comic book guy says, "Hey man, I can order you books 2 months out. Anybody can take advantage of it." I don't understand.
Yeah. That's what the Previews magazine is there for. And speaking of the It's Junk and Chat guys, again, Lucas does a show every month when the Previews comes out where he goes over everything in the book.
Yeah.
Every single thing in the book. And it's a really long show. But the thing is, when those Previews books come out, they're only a couple bucks usually from the local comic stores or whatever. They're totally worth picking up because it gives you an idea of what's coming out in the next couple months. So you can start looking at, what issues you want to get pulled or held for you in the store's pull box service. And it gives you some stuff to look at as far as possible future spec. It's one of the things that Ultra Maximus, I know that he does is actually reading through the previews.
Yeah, he's really good, man. He does a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Hawaiian here saying, "Newbie, did you pre-order Venom 27 third print? I wasn't sure if you did or not." That one came out last week, right? Face? I think we went through.
No, I believe that's coming out this week.
Oh, this week?
Yeah.
If it's this week, I'm hoping Keys did, because I was not able to do anything comic related this week. So yeah, no,
I could be wrong on that. It might not be coming out this week.
I think I want to
I
say
remember doing something with it recently.
Yeah.
Oh, the FOC is this week. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So you'll want to basically have it ordered by now.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. Landon says, imagine if we all shared the same local comic shop. Yeah. Do you know those videos of like Black Friday? It would be like
it would be very ugly.
But like times like 10, I think.
Nerd fights all over.
Yeah. He's disgusted that you bought 3 copies. Your local shop probably had 50 of them. Yeah. You know, it just depends, A, on the area, and B, like, just do your, you know what I mean? Like, there were so many different ways this guy could have approached me. Like,
right.
If he would have came off nicer, I would have had no issue going down to one of the shops and sending him one.
Right.
I get it. You know, life happens. But at the same time, if you have the ability to have a pull list or, you know, anybody in the comic game, they see you every Wednesday. You know what I mean? So they know. Like, they can pull shit out for you. It's not like a secret club that only certain people get things pulled out. So
yeah, well, there are some comic book stores that actually sell their pull box services as a subscription or something like that. Yeah, you pay a certain amount or whatever, and they'll give you the pull box service. I don't like working with comic book stores that do that because there are so many that will do it for free. You know. But again, when you do that, also you run the risk of having issues with the comic book store. You know, maybe screwing up your order and everything like that. Which is, it can happen online with those orders, but it's not as prevalent.
See, I have yet to come across this issue. I know a lot of guys are like, yeah, when like certain big books came out, like there was no issue. I remember when Venom 3 came out. That was my first go around at comics, and I remember picking up 3. I had 3 copies of it. So,
bet you wish you still did.
Yeah, I bet I still did. You know, I've yet to run into the issue where one of my shops actually has a limit on them. Usually it's like, hey, first come, first serve. What they will say, though, is, you know, you want to take 5 or 6 books, go ahead. Because we've been told this before from certain shop owners. You know, they say, like, yeah, 5 or 6 copies, yeah, go ahead. But they will not take, like, the whole stack of, like, you know, 40 or 50 books.
Right.
Obviously, they know more information than, you know, like they know you own a comic book shop, you know your shit. You know that there's a certain appearance, you know, like our guy will tell you like the page number. He's like, oh yeah, there's a first appearance on that. It's page 6, panel. Like it's crazy. Like this guy knows so much, man. I respect.
Well, I mean, there are, there's a lot of comic book stores where that's the case, but there are a lot of stores out there that are the exact opposite. Actually, my local store is really bad. I'm not going to put anybody on blast or anything and put their name out there or anything, but it's just, they're bad. And they tend to, I guess the best way to put it is they'll somehow get shorted or have damages on big issues, you know, issues that basically are coming off the shelf and going on eBay for $20+. For some reason, those issues, it seems like they have more complications with those and getting them in your pool box than anything.
Yeah. So Austin says, actually, I feel like this is more if you're in a big
his store has got it going on right there. I need to find out where Austin's going.
Yeah, I don't have that luxury, man, because I've even asked my guy, and I'm like, hey, listen, if I buy a book like so far in advance, like X amount of weeks, you know, obviously it's like 2 months, but like, do I get a discount? And he goes, no, man. He kind of laughed. He like chuckled at me. He's like, no. And I was like, oh, right. Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is then.
Right.
All right. So let's get back to Marvel.
Actually, I'm glad you popped this one up. Let's talk about the timeless variants. Yeah. There is a whole series of variants coming out by Alex Ross. I'm sure they all look amazing. There's one coming out for like every book. It's probably not you know, they're going to be out there. You're going to see a lot of these timeless variants out there. Yeah, because people are really into Alex Ross's art, and rightfully so, because it's amazing.
I like the them heavily. And the Silver Surfer one. Those ones are, I
Yeah.
think, are my two favorite.
Yeah, I'm down for both of those also.
Yeah. So this one wouldn't be a bad one to get. I know, yeah, like Faith said, a lot of people are going crazy for these. There's going to be a whack. I just can't wait for that one guy to have like all of them and then sell the collection for like.
Well, actually, I believe there's several sites that you can go on and you can just buy the whole line of Timeless as a set.
You talked about this last week. These Heroes at Home ones.
Yeah, this is another series of variant covers that's out right now. The Heroes at Home series from I believe it's Giri Huru. I'm not into them. I'm not picking up any of these covers. They probably are going to be short printed because they don't really seem to be something that anybody really is on.
Yeah, Landon, Iceman, and Silver Surfer. Yeah, I think they're the two best ones. The way they
Definitely.
did
He killed it with both of those.
Yeah, for sure. I think somebody, when we talked about these Heroes at Home, I think somebody last week had mentioned there could be an upside in the sense of like if you're looking for an investment, that these could be
right. They could be very low printed because again, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of people into them.
No, I'm
not even picking them up for that aspect because I just don't care.
I wish Sana was here. If you guys don't know who Sana is, she's one of my favorite people. She lives in Netherlands, so she doesn't make the really late shows. Fun character. Check her out on YouTube, but she's a huge Captain Marvel fan.
And they're doing another second print.
But most importantly, they've got Iron Man or War Machine on there. So I always think that's hilarious.
So the thing about this, okay, and this is actually where I draw the line with the reprints. Captain Marvel 18 had Doc J is right. That's the Medusa cover.
Yeah.
I forget which one it's on, but the Medusa cover does look like Peggy Bundy. But anyway, back to Captain Marvel. So they did a reprint for the number 18 issue, which made a whole lot of sense to me because people were into it, and it actually sold out at a lot of stores that I saw because there was the first appearance of L'Oreal, her sister.
Yep.
Now they're doing a second print on 19, which is in that 3 or 4 issue arc that's going on. And it probably will be short printed because there's not going to be a whole lot of people that are picking it up. There's nothing going on there as far as a key or anything like that, really. So it could be short printed.
When we talked about it, I think it was the fact that it was her first cover appearance. Like I think I had brought that up where I'm like, I think.
Well, they did that on the second print of 18. Actually, they put her on the cover of that.
Yeah,
and she may have been on the cover of the first one for 18 or 19 also on one of them. I'm not sure which one, but she might have been on there. So, but this cover, other than like you, because you're a War Machine fan, so you're gonna and Iron Man, you'll probably pick it up. But other than that, like you're picking this up because you're hoping it's short printed, and that's really the only reason, or you missed it.
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck. We'll see. We'll see Wednesday. Wookiee Warrior 13XL. I always try to say all the names. Thanks for joining, brother. He says, hey guys, thanks for these vids. Really enjoy them. Question for you. What do you think about the potential in the Ultimate Fallout 4 second prints, considering the first print is way up there? We talked about this. I talked about this many moons ago. Here's the thing with those books. Is Miles Morales going to be hot? Is Miles Morales going to be the future? Absolutely. I don't think you're gonna find a lot of people who disagree with that. Eventually they will have to, phase characters out, unfortunately. You can't have the same characters, and we can't have Uncle Ben dying.
Batman and Superman beg to differ.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. But I mean, like for certain characters, it's not going to happen. The only problem with this book is, yes, it's a big first appearance. The print run is fucking massive. Like, that's the only problem. It's so massive that I don't know. Like, if you're looking to capitalize on, say, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't think you're going to see that much back on an investment unless you have.
You may actually see some of the later printings pick up a little bit more versus where they're at in regards to the first printing, just because they will be shorter. They were shorter printed.
Well, the thing is, like me and Keys, we went to one of our shops. It was like back in July, and the guy had I think it was like 10 copies of the second print and about like 12 copies of the third print, and he was selling them at $50 and $70 a piece. Man, they stayed on those shelves for like weeks. Like weeks.
Right.
They couldn't even sell, like he couldn't even get rid of those on, like they do like an online auction every Saturday. They couldn't get rid of those at like for more than like $30 Canadian on their auction. It was crazy.
Wow.
So that's the only thing. I like those. I like that second print, the white one where his face is showing. I love that cover. You know, I say it all the time. I like white covers. I like that cover more than the first print. I just think, you know, if you wanted to buy one and it's reasonable, absolutely. But I wouldn't go break the bank, you know, take out my Blockbuster stock options and buy that book. I just wouldn't. You know what I mean? Then that's just me. Why can't Uncle Ben die all the time? Jonathan Kent seems to. I don't know.
Right? Exactly. They've killed him plenty.
I feel like there's got to be new stories. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, who's going to play Wolverine? Screw it. Who's going to play X-23? Like, when we getting X-23? When we getting Miles? What, you know, like,
well, you're ready to move on, but not everybody's there with you.
Not move on. It's just like, you know, that's the only way it's going to build. And then, you know, do like comics. 10 years from now, oh, Wolverine's back. You know, we found this.
Well, you got to start at the beginning. That's what they're doing right now. They're laying the groundwork, setting the beginning. So you're going to want to see Wolverine in the beginning before you see X-23.
I think the second print where he is standing with the mask off. Yeah, so that's like the first print, but you can see the full face. Yeah. Okay. Is around.
No, I think he's talking about the Sarah Pacelli.
Yeah. I think I never want to tell people they're wrong. Because I don't know the actual numbers. I do know. I will say this, just like food for thought. You might be right. You know, and that's fine. I'm not telling you you're not, but I do think, and FaceTime knows him, but Dollar Bin was talking about this book weeks ago on the show. We were talking about it, and I think he said somewhere around like 30 to 60,000, somewhere around there, I believe.
Yeah, for the white Sarah Pacelli, I believe that is what he said. Was actually higher printed. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, though. He would be the one that you'd want to ask on that. He's
a big numbers guy, so I'm the wrong person to ask for that stuff, for exact numbers. But yeah, I mean, you could be right, you could be wrong, but I don't know. Like I said, if you got the cash and you want to pick up one or two, I mean, go for it. I just wouldn't pick up like 10 of them and hold off on banking. You know what I mean?
See, I definitely think that there's value in, you know, those having those appearances like Miles Morales and everything like that. But I think the bigger problem with it is right now is I feel like it's hit a plateau. Like we see, okay, this is where the price point is at for it. It's going to stay around there. You know, you'll see some ups, you'll see some downs, but I don't think there's going to be much change in it overall.
No.
So as far as investment, you're going to mostly see people selling it around the price point that it's going to hang at. Yeah.
And like I said, my shops were struggling to sell it at $50 Canadian for like what he said was like a 9.4, 9.6. So,
right.
You know, take it with a grain of salt. Always buy what you want though. You know, don't go listening to everybody else. Like I said, if you can afford one copy, man, by all means do it. I just wouldn't go out there and you know, buy like 10 or 20 of them. That's all. All right, so let's get on to this one made this one
for sure. Yeah, so this will be the second printing. People were into number 4 because of the potential first appearance of the immortal She-Hulk.
I predicted at 6. I predicted at 6. I predicted.
What's that?
I said 6. I was like, guys, it's gonna be 6. Well, nobody believed me, so.
So this is getting a second printing. It also introduced the wedding between Wiccan and Hulkling. So
yeah, it's not bad. $4.99. I might pass on that. If it's there, might pick it up.
Yeah, again, it's not a second printing that I'm going to be picking up. There's only actually one reprinting I think that I'm picking up out of all these.
Which one's that?
It's probably a Venom or Thor or something like that. It's coming up. I can't remember which one.
Well, we'll get to it. Here's
Hold
one.
on. Go back up a little bit.
Back up.
Yeah, go back. I think you missed one there. Yeah, the Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Right. So this one, just for anybody that's interested, is going to be an X of Swords lead-in. It's got ties to the event that's coming up, just in case. Figure we'd give that a mention.
Plateau until the movie is
right. Actually, that's a good point. Until the movie is announced.
Yeah. 15 Canadian. That's almost free. Yeah, dude.
It really is. They're trying to hand them out over there.
When I usually tell the prices of that book to the American guys, they're always like, "Wait, what?" But yeah, you got to understand. Like they sat on a shelf. You know what I mean? And I like to think like around here in Canada, like we know just as much about comics as you guys. We just pay a higher premium. But it just struggled to sell. So like I don't know, because I even told Keys, I was like, why don't we just buy all these books and then just, you know, like sell half of them and then put some away in a box and never look at them, right? So
yeah, see, this is why they had such high print runs. They sent them all to Canada and they're just sitting there on shelves.
Yeah. Is the cover to Possessed for Miles? It's rare. I got to write that down. Actually, I'm gonna take a picture of that because I won't be able. No disrespect to the guy's name, but it just looks like, you know, when you're typing like gibberish on the keyboard and you just get. Yeah. So I took a picture of that. Thank you. Yeah, you got it. Like what you like. Yeah, because you know what? That way, when you go through your box and stuff, or you have comics that have been laying there for a while, at least you have what you like instead of having comics that you don't like. So, Carlito, thanks for joining, brother.
Well, I definitely agree with collecting what you like. That should always be first and foremost.
Yeah.
But it's never bad to look at your comic book collection as sort of an investment also. Yep. Like there will be times where I will buy issues in multiple copies sometimes, or I'll buy something that I'm not necessarily interested in because I know it's going to be hot or whatever. And maybe later I will take and, you know, try and sell it on eBay or something like that. I don't do it very often or anything like that, but every now and then I'll take that money and put it back into, you know, one of the grails that I am chasing or whatever. So you can always, you know, there's always room for looking at your collection with investment purposes in mind too.
Absolutely. And I've been very vocal about that, you know, like, I like picking up moderns to flip in order to get money and put them in Silver Age because that's just what I believe in. But, you know, it's like what your favorite color is. Everyone has a different color. Everyone has different beliefs. So get what you want, you know. Giant X-Men Storm, #1. This is a badass
cover. Now this one's interesting because there's some speculation that the mystery villain for the X of Swords crossover is going to be Storm, and that you could see some of the possible build up to that coming into play in this issue. And they actually did. Me and Keys were looking at it at one point. I think we were trying to piece together some stuff, and one of the tarot cards that came out in the free comic book day issue, I believe it was, I think it was the 8 or whatever. It's a split image of that mystery villain, and the image is split with an African American woman that looks very much like Storm. So you know, it's interesting, those ties, because the card definitely says something about betrayal and everything like that.
I think I remember this conversation actually. I think I do.
Yeah, they're bringing in a new villain, Wolverine. You know, man, it's hard for me to think of anybody but Sabretooth when I think of Wolverine's arch nemesis.
Yeah, exactly.
I know they're gonna try and push this guy, and I wish him the best of luck, but that's an established history that's going to be hard to overcome. I hope it's a good villain. I really do. But that Wolverine Sabretooth history is
Is yeah.
Pretty significant.
Yeah, here's one of those timeless ones. This one's not one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie.
See, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yep, it's not bad. There's another cover for this one too. It's actually a Jen Bartel cover that looks really good.
Yeah, this one right
Like
here.
a blacklight cover or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this one was I thought this one was pretty interesting, pretty funky.
Yeah, it looks like a blacklight cover or something like that. So
yeah, I prefer this one over the timeless one for sure. Isn't Magneto Wolverine's arch enemy? I think. Yeah. I mean, I think Wolverine's got like more enemies than anybody because he's just always pissed off. He's like this hairy Canadian.
Yeah, I look at Magneto as Professor X's.
Yeah.
Magneto would just, well, he's already done it. He'd just tear Wolverine apart, tear that metal right out of him, and then shoot it back at him. That's it. Just pin him to a tree.
Is anybody picking up Hellions?
There's some dope covers for Hellions 4 coming out.
Yeah.
There's definitely some dope covers.
This one looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. I'm a guy.
And it's an A cover, so, you know, it looks good. It's a nice cover.
I'm a guy, so, I mean, obviously I like this one.
And you're seeing the big return of Madeline Pryor, which I think is going to be interesting because you're going to see more play into how this new regime of X-Men or whatever is going to deal with their mutant villains. Like we already saw them throw Sabretooth in the pit, which is giving them the opportunity to bring in this new villain, Solemn, for Wolverine. What are they going to do with like someone like Madeline Pryor? You know, are they going to do the same thing with her? Like, how are they dealing with that? But there's a lot of question is like as to whether this run of the X-Men is even going to last past the X of Swords. Like, is this possible end of Jonathan Hickman's run? You know, you're starting to see a new creative team on like New Mutants and everything like that. So I guess there's some speculation heading in that direction. I don't know. I can't see why. I thought the sales on the X-Men books are doing all right at this point. So I don't know that they would take Jonathan Hickman off them yet. And I think he has a lot of further plans for it. So I don't see that.
Wookiee Warriors talking about a book and a subject I always love to talk about. But for an investment purpose, man, yeah, definitely pick it up. Again, like, you know, grab whatever you like. I just don't – I think – personally, I think Omega Red is going to be a one-and-done character. If you wanted to put your money on a villain in X-Men, I'd probably put it on Mr. Sinister, to be honest with you, because I feel like he can carry throughout movies, you know what I mean? Like be like a Thanos where like we might be able to see him like 3-4 movies down the road. Where Omega Red, I just really feel like it's just going to be a one and done. You know what I mean?
I mean, both of them are worth picking up because I mean, Omega Red,
cheap enough.
Yeah, you pretty much at this point we're pretty much. I think it's all but confirmed that he's going to show up somewhere in some movie, at least as a one-off villain. If they do him well, you can probably expect that you'll see minor return appearances here and there in the Disney Plus shows, possible other movies with Wolverine. But Sinister, you know he's going to be coming at some point with the X-Men and everything. It's only a matter of time. He's one of their biggest villains in history, so he's going to show up.
Yeah. Do you think there is a chance Donny Cates will write ASM? Oof.
Man, that's a tough one. I don't know if Donny Cates is moving anywhere for a while, but oh man, at this point,
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Yeah, Donny Cates at this point will write whatever he wants to write.
So Face,
including his own checks.
Yeah, we haven't necessarily talked about Immortal Hulk on a personal level, or you know, like in our personal chats. But right. I think that this book has something. I could be wrong, but I think this book is gonna be some. I don't know. I can't remember.
So this particular book that we're looking at right here is actually a book of reprints. It's going to reprint some of the Brian Banner stuff, which is Bruce's dad, and it's going to tell you like the story about him and how he was abusive towards Bruce and everything like that. But the thing about this issue is there is new material coming from Al Ewing in that in regards to the relationship. So you know, that when they throw new stuff into these reprint issues like that, it usually does have some significance to whatever relationships are going on there. And You know, Al Ewing's building up to the end of this run. It's ending at 50. We already know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So this could be something that does play into it very heavily.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't mind it. I think it's a badass cover. I mean, this guy looks like a, like a washed up Doctor Strange. He's like done saving the world, so he's like, all right.
Yeah, and I believe that's who the issue is mostly going to be about. I think that's Brian Banner right there holding up Baby Bruce.
And then you got Immortal Hulk 37.
Right. And this is going to be the return of Dr. Fryson or whatever that came in
I
issue
remember
number
seeing
2.
this and talking about this like a few weeks ago, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think somebody had said there was like a first appearance or a return. So if you do, if you are looking for a first appearance, things like that, I hope you got this book. If not, be on the lookout for it.
Well, this will be the second appearance of this guy.
Second appearance?
Yep, second appearance.
Well, what was his first appearance? Immortal Hulk.
Issue number 2.
2?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, 2. Then you got the timeless variant. Yeah, again, not like my favorite, to be honest. Actually, no, I kind of like it.
Yeah, the more I look at this Hulk issue, the more I do like it, to be honest.
Mr. Sinister has more times. Yeah, absolutely, Punch. And that's why I think that's the better play. But you can still get that Omega Red book fairly cheap. So.
Oh, for sure. You like we said, you're almost guaranteed to see Omega Red show up and play as more of a background villain. Then I think you'll see Mr. Sinister be. Mr. Sinister will be very forefront.
Yeah. So here's another one of those heroes at home. Again, guys, we talked about this for the past 2 weeks now. We're really not a fan of it, but they will most likely.
Because we're not a fan of it, they could be low print run.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, from that investment side, if you're looking for that low print, I mean, you could have something. You never know.
And anything that you buy in comics, it's just like if you're buying stocks or bonds or whatever, anything that you buy is a risk for investment.
Any book you look at, I mean, who knows? This in like 20 years could be a $100 book. You never know, but that's the risk you take.
Right. Or it could be a dollar bin book.
Exactly. I don't think it'll be a $100 book, but hey, you never know. All right, guys. I'm super excited for the. You know what? I've been waiting a few weeks now to talk about this, and this is where we'll probably finish with the new comic book, and then we'll get into the spec. But well, actually, no, we got some Star Wars. Damn it, we have and Thor. Never mind. Okay, so we got a bit.
We've got some stuff to go yet.
But I'm excited because the new Iron Man run starts, and I think this is going to be one. I think it's going to be better than the old run, and 2. I'm just excited.
So this is super interesting to me. It's written by Christopher Cantwell, who is also writing the Doctor Doom series, which has been really good. And I'm actually surprised that this Iron Man 1 hasn't been getting talked about more. I mean, I'm dying for this issue to come out because the last that we've really I mean, he's been in Empire, but I guess that was supposed to be set, I guess, sort of before the Free Comic Book Day issue or whatever, or at least the Iron Man segment of that, because the last thing that we saw in that was him getting his leg blown off.
Yeah.
And then there's been nothing about that since. So I'm hoping it comes into play in the series because I'm really wondering what the hell's happening with his leg.
Yeah, that's true. Doc, yeah, I know that shop. I don't know if Keys knows that shop, but yeah, that shop is in Toronto. Pat, he seems cool. Doc, are you from Canada? I can't remember if I asked you that. Yeah, the Timeless one.
The Timeless one is a great Alex Ross variant.
Dude, man, like look at the detail in that. That looks dope. He has that old school, that new or not new, but that old school.
Right, like the Mark II or Mark III armor.
Yeah, I always call it like the cylinders because he's got like the cylinders on the shoulders and then the neck area. Right. Yeah, you guys know I'm gonna get this. Like this is a no-brainer. I'm definitely getting this.
For sure, Newbie's down for every cover.
I'm down for this one, and I think I got this one, if I remember correctly.
So you're not jumping on the 1 in 200 issue?
No, man. No, I can't.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. But once it gets to like 1 in 200, 1 in 100, it's like.
So it's a red cover with a yellow circle in the center, and that's it. That's the cover. 1 in 200 for that.
So listen, guys,
It
if
does actually look kind of dope, but
my birthday's in June, so if you guys want to get me a gift, there you go. Yeah,
yeah, I don't think you're gonna see a whole lot of them. Like Midtown's gonna have that shit, and who else? That's it.
yeah. I don't think there'll be that many covers. We got one more variant here on Iron Man. This one is okay. Tons of detail going on.
Yeah, a lot of going on there.
Yeah, I think that's not always a good thing. Sometimes it's good to have good detail. Sometimes it's bad to have too much. But yeah, I don't know. I probably will get the other ones, like I said. This one, probably not. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, I lied. The Iron Man stuff wasn't last. We do have some Star Wars here. So we got
now we're gonna get into some good stuff here. So Star Wars number 6. This is an issue that has some significance because unfortunately it's not showing there, but there's actually 3 covers for this issue. And the one that people were making a big deal about is the action figure variant. It has the yellow lightsaber, and that's why people were making a big deal about it. The thing with the action figure variant was initially it was, I guess, put out there that it was a retailer incentive variant, and then they backed off on that and made it open to order. The thing is, though, the A cover was out there also the whole time with the yellow lightsaber on it, and that's been open to order. So this is just it's the first appearance of the yellow lightsaber, so it's going to be a thing that if you're a Star Wars fan, you're definitely going to want to pick up.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about this book, and I don't remember if Keys was on board for it because he's the bigger Star Wars fan than me.
I'm sure Keys is on board with this.
Yeah, I've made it known I do not, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but yeah, for the fact solely that A, it's on the cover, B, it's a new lightsaber. It could be something down the road. You never know. I would highly suggest you pick that book up for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The A cover, the action figure variant, whatever, they both have the yellow lightsaber, and it's apparently going to be a story point also.
So you got what? One? Oh, this is different. So yeah, so you got Star Wars.
Now, beside that, you actually have Star Wars Darth Vader number 5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been following the series for this one actually. It's written by Greg Pak, and I've heard good things about it. I'm going to get the back issues, I'm sure. But this cover for issue 5, and it's the A cover, is straight fire from Inyuk Lee. Like, I mean, you can pull that cover up there. It looks amazing, the Darth Vader.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. This one, right?
Yeah, like this is just a great cover with him split like that.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, that one's pretty dope. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm getting on the series just because of this cover right here. Like, I'm absolutely on board now. I'm like, okay.
And then we got this one right here, which is a variant for this is a.
Yeah, they've been doing a whole series of different movie scenes, the Empire Strikes Back variants. So, if you're into Star Wars and you're collecting that type of thing, here's another one of the Empire Strikes Back variants. And this one's a dope one because you get Vader there with the hologram of the Emperor, and it just looks cool as hell.
All right, so now we're gonna get into Thor number 7, which I'm sure a lot of people are going crazy for.
Oh man, if you're not on Thor, you should be. Thor has been a fun ride so far. It's been very interesting, and I don't think it's gonna stop. You're gonna see some really interesting things happening in Thor. Because again, you've got the Donny Cates factor. He's writing it, and everything that he's writing right now is incredibly hot.
I do want to point out Iron Man's hand is the first one up on it. Just saying.
That is one that's highest up there.
Yeah. So just saying. There are.
I don't think you're gonna see Iron Man end up with Mjolnir.
no. I just. But yeah, I know that. I like this cover, to be honest. I know I said that a lot today, but I really do like this cover.
Actually, though,
hands there.
What I did just notice there, though, a hand that is there is Groot's hand.
Okay, but who's this gray one here? Because I just noticed this one. gray with this gold thing.
Oh,
Who's
actually,
that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure right offhand. I'd have to look into that.
I thought that was like a shadow at first, and then I was like, wait a minute, no. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
got the thumb
yeah,
right
I thought it
here.
was too, actually.
You got this gold.
Yeah,
It's
there
not
is another hand
Panther,
there.
is it?
Yeah, it might be. It might be. It looks like it could be. It's kind of clawed.
Yeah. So we got Iron
So,
Man, an unknown character.
I think we're calling that Black Panther. It looks like.
I kind of feel bad for saying that if it's not, but you
That's
got Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Looks like you have Miss Marvel.
I think that's Miss Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel.
Ant-Man right there, and then Groot. Yeah, it's weird that
Right.
Groot would be in there.
Well, no, the thing is, though, there's actually, if anybody's ever played the Marvel Future Fight game, there's a version of Groot on there that is part of the Thor core.
Thor core.
So there's apparently a version of Groot that we already know is worthy to pick up Mjolnir. So although I don't think you're going to end up with seeing Groot with Mjolnir either.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
This is the other Thor one right here. So
and this is another great cover right here. Like it just looks dope to me. I think I'm going to pick up every cover for this thing.
It is really dope. Yeah, I think these ones will be. This one will probably be the book most people are looking. Like if you had to pick a book of the week, I'm probably going with this one, right?
You got more to go.
More to go. Holy crap! Jeez.
Yeah, you might want to hold that statement for a moment.
True Believers. I know Lasso said that he was going to pick this one up. I can't remember if he said X-Men, the Havoc one, or the
X-Men 12 right there. That cover, apparently, there's been some issues with this cover.
12?
Yeah. Thor is probably going to be your big book there, but that X-Men 12 right there that's in the center.
This one.
Yeah, that one right there.
What issues that were going on?
So, well, it's a tie-in to the X of Swords, but this is the first cover appearance of the High Summoner. I guess there's been some issues with just getting a hold of that issue for some reason.
So if I see this
a lot
book,
of sites are saying it's sold out. Or
if I see this book and I should pick it up, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's one that could be worth picking up. I mean, he showed up in issue 11, but this is a dope cover with him that seems like it might end up being not a very high print run out there due to, I don't know, damages or something possibly.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, if I see it, I'll grab it. X-Men Marvel Snapshot.
Now, the other one that you want to probably talk about is so Venom was originally scheduled to come out this week.
I'm assuming. Oh, Venom 28.
Venom 28 was originally scheduled to come out this week, but apparently has been pushed back. No word on exactly why that is. Who knows? There's a rumor out there that it could be due to somebody leaking spoilers.
What? Who is that? What? I'm not. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if that's actually going to be the reason. It seems 1 week seems like a very short amount of time to do a rewrite and a reprint and everything like that. I guess it's possible, but
that's what I heard. Yeah, Mel was talking about that, and Ultra. They had said their thoughts were that maybe they're going to rewrite the whole thing. I just don't see that happening. And,
it seems like, because I think it is only a week delay. I believe it's coming out next week. So it seems like that's a really short amount of time for them to do all of that.
Usually when it gets leaked, they will change the story.
Yeah, see, it's hard to say what exactly is going to happen. He's not wrong. They usually do that, but it's usually a little bit more of a pushback than just 1 week. It's usually like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Ah, damn leakers. They changing it to jury. Yeah. Hey, you never know. They could. I mean, if they want to change it and do something crazy. That
wouldn't be a bad way to go. I mean, that would be more interesting than the shit we got.
I think the only issue is with the fact that it was leaked and then people found out like who the characters were. I think the problem was that people just I don't think it was necessarily the leak. I think it was just the sense of like the feedback they got for the character. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. So my issue with the whole thing is, as far as Scorpion, I like what he did with him and bringing him back and everything like that, because you haven't seen Scorpion be a relevant villain in a while. So I don't necessarily mind them bringing him back like that. But there was other ways to go about it. Like, he could have just had any random offshoot symbiote attached to him in the process of this whole big battle that's going to take place here in December, and bring back Scorpion. Whereas you could still keep the virus spec alive, having him being somebody else, and have created a new and interesting character that people were really excited about. And you lost it because you took the character away, so there's nothing to be excited about anymore for virus.
Yeah, there is two things that just came up. So Evan and Ryan, I believe it's Ryan. He's usually on Burke's show, but he said, I'll bring it up. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. He's saying unless the art is already good enough that they can redo some dialogue and just adjust it enough to fix it. And then Evan made a point of, they just don't want to sell Thor and Venom at the same time. I don't know.
I think Evan's saying there, that actually makes a lot of sense, because those are both heavily bought books.
Yeah.
And having them come out the same week, man.
Yeah, but didn't that happen already? Like Venom in like the second print, I think, of 27, or the third print of 27 came out with Thor 5 third print too. I mean,
well, the reprints, I mean, that's
I'm not
really that big of a deal.
It's a bad thought, Evan. I could see it going that way 100%. I just think in the grand scheme of things, though, like even if they came out, I mean, Marvel's still going to get their money because people are still going to buy it, right? But I can see.
Yeah, but okay, so no, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and this is why I think that Evan's onto something too with it, because comics, as much as anything else, when you go into a comic book store, and you were even talking about this aspect of it earlier, you go into a comic book store, how much shit do you pick up on impulse buy? So if I've got Venom 28 and Thor 8 coming out this week, and then nothing really that people are super hyped about coming for next week, which I'm not sure right offhand. I'm sure they've got shit coming out, but nothing as big as, Venom 28 or Thor 8. So why wouldn't I push it back a week and get people to come into the stores that second week and pull some other books off the shelf too?
Yeah.
And everybody does it. We all go into a comic book store. We're going after certain issues, but how many other issues do you pick up in the comic book store that you didn't know that you were going to leave with when you initially went there?
Yeah.
It happens all the time to me.
Landon's asking a question. I can't remember if this came out at the same day. Maybe somebody in the chat or you, Face. But
I think Venom 20. I don't know if they came out the same day, but Venom 25
first print
was. Yeah, Venom 25 was where the hype with Venom really started to blow up again.
Yeah. Well, because nothing had happened.
Since probably weren't as concerned then.
Yeah. Let's see here. You can only get 7 Thors and 7 Venoms because they're the same week. Instead, the person will now get 14 Thors one week, and next week 14 Venoms. Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean,
there's a lot of good reason monetarily to push that back for a week for them.
Yeah.
Like he's saying about people being able to buy large amounts of multiple copies. Also, the fact that you're bringing people into the stores, for certain the next week.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy.
Does make some kind of sense.
Well, hopefully
we'll see when the issue comes out, though.
Yeah, hopefully, we didn't really ruin it for, whatever.
Listen, you didn't ruin it either way, because if they rewrote it, God, I can only imagine that it'll be better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right.
All right, guys. So that finishes up the new comic book day. We just went through all the books. So now we're going to be talking about a little bit of spec here in the last bit that we go. Face, you want to kick it off? I know you said you might have like 2 books, I think.
Man, you know what? It was funny because there really wasn't a whole lot going on spec-wise. And then there was actually some news that hit today. So you're seeing some spec right now on and again, I use spec loosely because the book was already big, but the first appearance of Kang
Oh
Avengers
yeah,
3.
oh, yeah.
That's going to be something that people are looking for now because it just got announced that he was, I guess, cast for Ant-Man 3 of all places. Um, I, I don't, I, it's hard to say if he's going to be the main villain of the movie or if he's going to be someone that shows up like in cameo towards the end as a bigger overall villain for the Avengers. I'm not sure what direction they're going to go with it, but you know, apparently Kang is
Oh,
hitting the
those
MCU.
books, though, man. Like, Kang is Fantastic Four, I believe, number 8, and then he's technically King Tut, right? He's both characters. Even that one, I think that one.
Rama Tut.
Yeah, Roma Tut. He's in Fantastic Four Annual 1, I believe. And both those books were already like $400-500 Canadian. I mean, they're
Yeah, I mean his first appearance is in Avengers 8, and it's all. I think I looked at it earlier, and it was like almost $3,000 already. So
yeah, and even in low grade, like I'm talking like 1.8, 2.
yeah, you're still going to be paying some money for it.
Yeah, you're still paying almost $600 to $700 Canadian. Again, guys, I don't have the conversion right in front of me, but
Right.
they're pretty expensive books. So like the fact that it was just announced, it's just gonna put the book over the top and make it possibly, depending on how far he goes, $1,000 book. We're seeing a lot of books reach that 1,000 plateau. Will it stay there? I don't know.
Yeah, especially if he ends up being one of the like an overall big bad like Thanos. I mean, you'll see a lot more interest then.
But it's also the fact, like, I think a lot of us knew that he was going to be introduced and coming back because now that we have all these, multiverses and things like that and the time travel, I think it only makes sense to bring back, a guy who time travels. Like,
Right.
it makes sense to me. Landon is saying here he could bring back Tony from the past. I don't know if my heart's ready for that, man. I don't know.
Actually, he could. That's
when you say goodbye to something and then it's like it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing.
Yeah,
but
you never know. Robert Downey Jr. likes to tease that he might do it, and then.
But that's why I
back on that.
Infamous Iron Man 1 last week, and I've been doing it for a few months now. I didn't do it publicly. I have made comments about it. That's the first appearance of Iron Man AI / Dr. Doom as Iron Man. That's a book that I would probably invest in. It's around $12 to $20 Canadian if you can find it. There are a few.
And if Dr. Doom is Iron Man, that's cool.
Yeah. I would probably get it because we will see, that AI Iron Man, and we will see Iron Man throughout. So it could happen. Landon, again, great questions and comments, guys. I'm really appreciating it. And could Kang be the next Thanos? I think he could.
Yeah, I mean, he could be. You definitely could see him do that.
Yeah, I just don't think they would. Like, they have a great opportunity in front of them, so I don't see them killing off a guy that could like time travel and bring back characters and this and that.
Right. That's why I thought maybe he might show up in cameo in Ant-Man because, man, if I watch a whole movie, a whole Ant-Man movie, and I watch Kang get his ass kicked by Ant-Man and the Wasp, like you effectively can't bring him back in later as an Avengers movie because I'm not going to be convinced from go. I'm okay, he already got his ass kicked by Ant-Man and Wasp. Now he's going to face the whole team. That shit don't make sense.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, I think, just like you said, man, I think if they bring him in, it's going to be a light cameo or like an end credit scene. Like, I think if you're going into the movie, and this is crazy for me to say, if you are going into or are thinking that Ant-Man 3, you're going to have Kang as the big villain, and like you said, Ant-Man and Wasp are going to defeat him. I mean, that's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I think that's.
There is another potential aspect that they could do too, and what you could see is sort of like a dual villain type thing, where they'll have like Kang as more of a background player that's pulling the strings, who at the end of the movie doesn't necessarily get caught, but the main villain that Ant-Man and Wasp or whatever are facing in the movie, gets beat up by them or whatever at the end, was basically employed by Kang or doing what Kang wanted. Kang was pulling their strings and making these events happen. That's another potential aspect. And then you could lead to that build up with the Avengers and everything like that.
Yeah, it's true. I'm still waiting on like Franklin Richards, Secret Wars, things like that. With Kang coming and kind of having the whole time travel thing, I think they're alluding to that. But
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a rapid, massive expansion of the
yeah,
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
with Ant-Man 3, like who could possibly be a villain? Like in my mind, Kang is going to be a cameo or near the end. He's not going to be a full movie thing. But like, what are we looking at for villains on Ant-Man 3?
Man, you know what? have no
Like
idea.
I can't think of any like specific enemies that like Ant-Man would have. I don't know.
The only the only ones that I could really think of right offhand would be like in his latest stuff, and that wouldn't make much sense. He just had a mini series where they
Yeah,
created
so
a
I
character to be a
don't know.
villain for him or whatever, and I
Uh,
don't think it's like that one.
Wookie's talking about Amazing Fantasy Volume 1 or Volume 2, Issue 1.
Yeah, that's another one that they've been talking about today. That
I've talked about this on occasion. I actually talked about it in the last video I did about 2 weeks ago or a week
mm-hmm.
ago. Can't remember. Yeah, guys, I believe in this book. I think you've seen the jump from if you look at sales in May, you could have got this book for $100. Now you're looking at almost 250. So the jump is there. People are on the lookout for this book. You know where we are as a society with African American women, transgender, Latinos. I think that it's positive that we see these characters, the diversity. I think we're going to see this character at some point. So yeah.
So another one that's worth
grab it.
Yeah, another one that's worth looking at for her is I believe I think it was just called Aranya. It was her solo series.
Oh, really?
You could probably, yeah, she had a solo series for a little while. You could probably find some of those issues pretty cheap.
Speaking, if we can stay on not necessarily Anya Corazon, but if we can stay on Amazing Fantasy, the same volume, I think number 7 has gone up in price, small price, but it is the first appearance of Camila Black as Scorpion. That book on eBay, I've had it in like my watched items for like 3 months now. It was like an $11 to $12 book. For whatever reason, I went on there today. It is a $28 to $30 book. So I don't know. I mean, it's still cheap enough that you can find that book. I don't know if anything's going to come about it, but again, when you see jumps like that, it kind of makes you wonder. You
never know. I mean, I heard maybe they need a new Scorpion character to play Virus.
Yeah. Universe X is saying, yeah. Scorpion. Is Kang someone that could be pure CGI?
Well, that's actually funny that you should mention that, because wouldn't that be an easy rewrite for Venom 28?
Yeah.
Bring her. I mean, she's already Scorpion, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anything else spec-wise on your end, bro?
So, yeah, you got another thing that's coming up too, and before I get too deep into it, I'm going to go ahead and shamelessly plug that the video that I'm going to be dropping later tonight is actually a character spotlight for this particular character. I've actually been working on it for a little bit. I kind of wish I would have already dropped it now, since she just kind of has taken a little bit of interest. But the character itself is Abigail Brand. Now, she's shown up in, there was some pictures, some set video pictures from, I believe it was WandaVision, where there was a character that was seen in photos that looked, basically, it was Abigail Brand. They're pretty much, it was in the Swords outfit or militaristic sort of uniform. Basically the same design that they used in the comic books. And she had green hair.
Astonishing X-Men here.
Yeah, Astonishing X-Men number 3 was her cameo, and Astonishing X-Men number 6 was her actual first appearance. Now, aside from the television spec, the other interesting thing that's happened with her is at the end of Empire, Aftermath Avengers number 1, there was a scene that was just labeled as the future. and it shows Hulkling there with the Kree and the Skrull armies. They're all like battered and defeated, and Abigail Brand and Manifold shows up, and she tells Hulkling something like, "You should have listened to me," or something like that. The reason that this is interesting because it was specifically mentioned by Al Ewing in an interview with him that this will happen in the future. Like this scene will play out.
Mm-hmm.
They're going in that direction. So the fact that he's mentioning that specifically and this character showing up and everything shows that she could be playing a bigger role in the future of what's going on in the Marvel cosmic stuff, at least. If not just the Marvel universe in general itself. And again, like I said, I'll be dropping a character spotlight video where I'm specifically talking about her, this character, and the details of her comic book history. If anybody's interested, I'll be dropping that later on tonight.
Yeah, so you're going to be dropping that as soon as we are done.
Right.
There is a comic, so just jump into what I had, because I had a few things. Actually, first I wanted to bring up the book that Evan, he messaged me a book. I'm gonna just bring it up. I'm not gonna bring up a picture because I can't find it. But he had messaged me about this book. He said, "Hey man, just wanted to give you the heads up. Look out for this book." So he was talking about Static #1, 1993.
Actually,
experience of Static. He sent me a picture. I don't know if you guys, let me see if I can. So, oh, that's terrible. Oh, yeah, God.
That's really
terrible. Well, anyway, it's eBay. It's the sold listings. And basically, newsstand editions are going for like $14, $28. There's one here that is about, I think, $31. Graded at a 9.6, 9.8. They're going around $200, things like that. So if you can find one, obviously the proof is there because they are selling very cheap. So if you can find a raw one, definitely go check that out.
Yeah. So actually, with the with Static, the Milestone books themselves, and Static for one, these are books that I'm actually looking for myself right now. We already know they're bringing back the Milestone universe. I'm actually trying to figure out on what they're doing with the Milestone universe itself. Initially, when I was reading the reports about it and everything, it made it sound like it was going to be primarily digital. Now, the stuff that I'm reading, it sounds like there's going to be actual comics coming out, which I'm really hoping there are. I don't so much get into the digital stuff. But yeah, Static #1 is a huge book. It's one I haven't even got yet.
Static all day. The way stacked up. Yeah, man.
Definitely. It was a popular character back in the day, and you're going to see the same thing this time around.
Yeah, and Evan,
insanely popular.
And thank you for messaging me that, brother. I wouldn't have known otherwise, especially knowing that they're going for that cheap, because a lot of people are on this train. A lot of people believe in this character. So we'll see where it is. So if you can get your copies around, $14, $28, hopefully it's a 9.6, somewhere around there. They are going for like $200. So, just be careful.
And if you're finding them that cheap, newbie, me and you are going to have to talk after this.
Static is going to be DC's answer for Miles.
Yep, that's exactly where DC's going with it.
Yeah,
I mean, they're looking for an answer to Miles hype, and Static is going to be it.
So if you guys already know that that's the answer to Miles, people are crazy. You know what I mean? Like there's people who love Marvel, there's people who love DC. There are enough people in the DC world, obviously. So this could be something very special if you come across it. So don't pass it up. Not just from an investment side, but just, don't pass it up. It could be a book, that could be something big. Again, I've talked about, many times about passing up Ultimate Fallout 4 many times in the past. The first print when they first came out. So,
and another one, as far as that goes, another one that's kind of interesting from DC a while back that was picking up steam was Final Crisis #7, and I believe it was Action Comics #9.
The first
of Calvin Ellis. Yeah.
Man,
The
so
Earth
I,
23 Superman.
I found that book in a dollar bin for literally $1. We went to this collection, me and Keys, and actually Keys just messaged me because he went on Thursday, I believe, or yeah, Thursday. He went to one of our shops and they kind of just added some books into their dollar bin, and he actually found that book for $2. So we kind of both scored on that one.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good one. And it is one that you can find often in dollar bins because, people, they don't catch them.
Yeah. So
That
Evan,
it
thank
is
you
a
for that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, it's not necessarily my spec. Like I said, I just, this was Evan's spec. The other spec that I want to bring light to, because I do know a lot of people don't check in. So if you don't check in, please make sure you go and check out my guy, Mel V at It's Drunken Chats, son. If you can't make the chats, watch it on the rewind. He goes live Friday at 12:30 usually. They're on for about
12:30, just after midnight.
Yeah, I'm usually on there. I haven't the last 2 weeks just because of things that are going on, but I'm usually on there for about like maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But there's a guy there, and I'm just gonna bring up his page. Right here, you definitely want to check out Ultra. He is the one that usually on a weekly basis just breaks eBay. He's got great things going on, so go follow him. Go check out what he's buying. He, like Mel says, he lets you eat because he just wants to see everybody go good. I'm bringing this up because I know there's a lot of Venom fans here. Maybe fast forward, it is a 6-hour program, last week's show, but Ultra made some great comments. Again, it's speculation. It's supposed to be fun. So, you're going to have people that agree, people that disagree.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's spec. It's just, a guess. Sometimes people have proof and sometimes people just talk. Ultra had some proof. He had some books that I thought they made me think. The information that he put out, and he knows this because I messaged him earlier today and said, man, you really made me think. You really made me think I should really go and get these books. But he's talking about kind of bringing this whole null thing and this wraith thing all together, in a circle, kind of tying it all together. And he said, be on the lookout for Fantastic Four. I believe it was 359, 360, Fantastic Four Annual 26, and then I think it was Fantastic Four 370. They're cameos, they're full appearances, but there's a lot of things that first of all, it's the first appearance and cameo of Dreadface, but then there's a lot of panels in some of those books that have like a black symbiote sort of thing looking. He kind of made a few connections that really stuck with me. So again, this is not my spec. He just made it. I just think that it's well done. So I kind of want to just share the information. I just want to give some love to Ultra and Mel V. So definitely go check that out. But message me. Let me know what you guys think about it. Because I really enjoyed it. He really made me think. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, I actually watched that show pretty much the entirety, and
was it 245?
He broke.
Like he gave. Sorry, Face. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Read or Die. Yeah, he did mention like 4 or 5 books. I just can't remember them all. I should have slept on them.
Yeah, I don't remember what numbers right offhand they were either.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does break it down. He's got like a whole PowerPoint presentation, and everything. And he gets very in depth with his research. I mean, some deep cuts in there.
Yeah,
especially with like Dreadface and.
Yeah, and these guys, honestly, like they are not. And Mel V is the perfect example. Mel, if he talks about a book, he's giving that book away. Okay?
Right.
These guys, the books they talk about, they're not books that they're just pumping and dumping. Like these guys actually buy these books. Okay, so I'm not trying to hype anyone's channel. I'm not trying to whatever. But these guys are solid dudes. I talk with them. I hang with them. Online. We don't hang. We're in different cities, but you guys get the gist. They're really good people. They know their knowledge, and if you ever want to get ahead on the spec game, those are the people you really want to check out, man. Face does a good job too. I'm not knocking what he does. He's great at what he does. But
Yeah,
We
I'm
do, I
just
think,
far too
Monday,
lazy for that
Thursday,
PowerPoint
Friday.
presentation and all that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever have a PowerPoint presentation here. So,
Probably not.
yeah. Oh, here. Okay, so red or die. Put it up. Yeah, right here, guys. So the
Yeah,
Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
that's.
Yeah. So I was all right on some of them. I got two.
Oh yeah, that's right. The fucking Fantastic Force thing. Jesus.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What book was that? That was
I,
five, I think. Fantastic Force 5, I believe.
I'm with Trey on that. Or we're not specking on Fantastic Force.
No, man. And they were saying that he just brought up the book and he showed the panels and things like that.
No, I know, and it makes perfect sense. The way he breaks it down and everything, it does. It definitely makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And
So I don't know if you guys find any of these Fantastic Four books very cheap, of course.
Could be worth picking up, definitely.
Could be, especially because the way he was talking about Wraith and Null, like it does make sense. There are some, similarities with like the eyes and the symbiote and how things go. Like, I don't know. It just made a lot of sense. I had to like kind of rewind that part when Ultra was talking.
Right.
Because I didn't want to miss anything that he was saying. But yeah, man, he hit a lot of points, and I was like, okay, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he does. And like I said, almost every week he comes with at least one big one that he's gonna have like a full breakdown on.
Yeah, Mel always says
it's one of the things that I look forward to the most on the show.
Yeah, Lucas is always good too. Yeah, it's fun and very interesting. Yeah, as long as you're okay,
it's a whole group of good guys.
As long as you have nothing to do on Saturday, you could probably stay up for the whole thing. But like I said, I'm usually on there and I only last like 2 hours, and then it's bedtime for me. So, but yeah, guys, definitely check out Ultra. Solid dude. And yeah, I just wanted to bring light on that Fantastic Four situation that he was talking about. It's probably near the middle of it. He does. It was just dope. So yeah, definitely check it out. Especially if you're trying to spec or whatever on your own about Null and Wraith, things like that. He does have good points. So yeah, I just wanted to bring light to Evan's book and Ultra's book. And yeah, that's it for me on kind of the spec side. Do you want to add anything before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm good on it.
Yeah. So guys, I'm just going to put FaceTime's YouTube here, and he's dropping a video as soon as this video is over.
Yeah, I'll be having that out there shortly for sure. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button on my channel if you would. And you want to check it out. You're gonna get more detail about Abigail Brand. It's just a character that I randomly picked, and actually she just kind of sort of showed up with some relevance. And actually tomorrow I'm gonna have another one. It's gonna be a little sort of an unboxing video from a giveaway that I won from one of our friends that I'm actually finally getting around to putting the video together for.
Yeah, that's dope. Red or Die sub. Yeah. He's just putting out videos now. Appreciate it. Yeah, so this is gonna be his second video, guys. So just watch him grow, watch him put information out there. He's one of the good guys in the community, so I would appreciate if you guys follow him. He also has an Instagram, so make sure you're checking him out. He's usually with us. He's part of our comic family here. So it's me, Keys, Pickle Joe, and FaceTime. We're usually hanging out. Wookie said he subbed as well. So good. Evan, thanks for joining.
Appreciate you guys.
Before we go, there was one question, and I always try to do my best at trying to answer the questions.
For sure.
Did you guys see Stegman and the Sentry picture?
As a matter of fact, I did and went and picked it up today, actually.
So did you pick up the black cover?
Yes.
That's the one I want.
Yeah. Picked up the other one. What's that?
Yeah, a lot of people like the other cover where he's like flying off from like the buildings or whatever. I think.
I like the black one just fine.
Yeah, I like the black like all day.
So it looks like Sentry is going to play a part in King in Black. They're bringing in a lot of interesting characters for this. I guess there was some, because of that black cover and the way that it shows, I think the thing that people are putting together with it is that the God of Light having something to do with Sentry. which is it's a really interesting concept. I mean, you got, the Sentry side of him who is, very much bright and shining and everything like that. And then on the other hand, you have Void, which is very dark and everything, kind of fits along with the whole, null motif. The other thing, are they really going to miss on the opportunity to do some dumb shit and play off of null and void? Like, I just see that coming. They're gonna bring void in. You're gonna have some kind of null and void thing. Like, it's just
Yeah. Took the words right out of your mouth there. Yeah, I think they'll do it. That book, what's that book going for? Like, say like a 9.6 right now.
You know what? I'm not even sure offhand. I bought mine actually raw. And
I remember I passed up a 9.8 for $250 Canadian in May.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was a good thing or if I should be kicking myself right now.
Yeah, without knowing what the conversion is exactly, I'm not sure either.
250. Let's see here. I'll do it real quick before we get off. US to Canada. So 250 Canadian is 190 US for a 9.8.
I'm, without being sure right offhand what they're going for, it might not have been too bad. It might not have been. I don't think you missed anything. Like you missed a huge deal or anything like that by any means.
It's what, Century 1?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'll bring it up real quick, guys. I'm not trying to. Oh man, what the hell? Okay, hold on.
Now,
I want to bring this up.
Now you got to keep in mind, there's been a lot of relisting today with Ryan Stegman dropping that picture.
Yeah,
like when I actually caught mine and I got it raw, got it for a good deal, but I was already seeing that the price on that was flying all around.
Sorry, I made a mistake. Not the building one. This is the Rosen variant.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not really into that one so much.
No. But look at this one. There's 5 days left, but $80 for a 9.4. I'm not seeing. Okay, raw, $200.
Yeah, you're gonna see the price all over the place on it right now.
This is the one. No, not this one. This is the one I was talking about right here. The one where there's the buildings. That's
right.
The one,
okay.
San Diego Comic-Con edition, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you're always gonna have a higher price point on those because it's Comic-Con edition, of course. So.
Yeah, but I like the black and gold, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's gonna be the higher print run book, right? But yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, it's crazy. Jeez. Well.
Yeah, as soon as Ryan Stegman dropped that picture, prices were changing all over eBay for those.
That's crazy, man. Like just the fact that they have that pull power where, like they could just take a picture. Like I'm just picturing like one of the Donnie Cates just like, walking down the street and then there's like I don't know, any character. Give me a character. I can't think of a character.
You can't think of a character. Like, well, I don't know where you're going with this.
He could be passing, like he could be walking down the street and like he could just be tying a shoe and there could be like a poster of this character. Someone takes it and then that character is just gonna blow up. You know what I mean? Like that on eBay or anywhere, like the selling is just gonna blow up. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, anything that Donnie Cates is messing with right now is gonna blow up for sure because the stories that he's writing are interesting and people are into it. So
the wave has arrived. Yep, that's right, brother. All right, guys.
It definitely did. As soon as the picture dropped.
Oh, hey, Nick. Change the channel name. All right, so his new channel name is Awesome Unboxings. His old one, what was the old one? Unused. Oh, I can't remember. Unuseful.
Yeah, you can pop it up in there in the chat.
Yeah. Well, definitely tune in, brother. I'll be looking for this name for sure. You came at a long time because we are about to leave. Like I said, I already put FaceTime's link in the description. I'll put it in one more time. So go check it out. Go check the channel out. He's dropping a video as soon as we are done here. So definitely go check it out. As always, guys, thank you. Oh, and if you guys are Planning on seeing Comic Talk tomorrow. We are moving it to Wednesday, I believe. We're not going to do it on Tuesday. Next week, we'll be back at our normal Tuesday time. But yeah, so thanks for joining, guys. And as always, I will see you later. And make sure you sub Mr. FaceTime.
Later, guys.
Boom, boom.